Far beyond the familiar stars in a quiet and lonely stretch of space, an alien exploration vessel drifted steadily forward. This ship, sleek and humming with soft lights, carried a crew whose curiosity matched their caution. They had been sent to this distant, unexplored corner of the galaxy to map new star systems, learn about unknown worlds, and search carefully for anything that might threaten them or possibly offer friendship. The crew had grown used to the silence of deep space, the endless black broken only by twinkling stars and distant suns. They felt a mix of excitement and tension with every scan, every signal picked up by their advanced instruments. Despite their training, the unknown always brought a whisper of fear, a chance that the quiet could break into something dangerous. As their ship glided further, the crew remained alert, their eyes watching the flickering screens that displayed star maps and sensor data. Then suddenly their instruments registered something massive, an object moving fast, growing larger on their displays by the second. It was unlike anything they had seen before. Their sensors showed a huge warship, its size dwarfing anything the crew could remember from old tales or their own history. The shape was unfamiliar but powerful, a great vessel cutting through the darkness with no signs of slowing down or changing course. Alarm bells quietly sounded in the minds of the crew as they realized the ship was heading straight toward them. A tense hush fell over the bridge. The captain, calm but serious, ordered the crew to prepare for possible contact, friendly or hostile. Every eye stayed glued to the screens, every hand ready to act. They sent out signals, attempting to make contact to communicate, but the strange warship gave no reply. It was as if the massive vessel ignored them, pressing forward silently and deliberately. The alien crew's unease grew, mixing curiosity with a deep-rooted caution born from generations of survival. Was this a warning? A test? Or something worse? No one spoke aloud the fears that crept quietly in their hearts, but the silence between them was heavy. The ship's sensors tried again and again, scanning every corner of the giant vessel, looking for weapons, engines, signs of life, or even a message. Nothing. The warship remained quiet, unstoppable, and unyielding in its path. The aliens' minds raced with questions. Why approach without greeting? Was this some kind of trap, a show of strength? Or had they stumbled on something far beyond their understanding? Their ship, advanced and built for exploration, was not designed for battle, but the captain knew they must be ready for anything. The crew began to secure systems, reinforcing shields, readying defensive measures. Outside the windows, stars twinkled coldly as if watching the slow dance between the two great ships, one small and curious, the other immense and silent. Time seemed to stretch as both vessels held their courses, the distance between them shrinking. The crew's hearts pounded with a mix of fear and awe. No one could break the silence, and no answer came from the silent warship. It was a moment, frozen in space, full of suspense and uncertainty, where the future balanced on a fragile edge. The alien explorers had never faced anything like this before. Their mission to discover new worlds suddenly felt like a step into the unknown depths of a mystery they were not prepared to solve. Yet beneath the fear, a quiet hope flickered. Maybe this contact, strange and silent as it was, would open a door to something greater, something that could change everything they thought they knew about the galaxy and their place within it. The aliens held their breath as the warship grew larger in their view, its presence demanding attention and respect. Whatever lay ahead, this encounter would mark a turning point, a first glimpse of a power they could barely imagine. And in that dark corner of space, the story of two very different civilizations was about to begin. The alien ship, still tense from the unexpected encounter, moved carefully closer to the massive object looming ahead. Every system on the vessel was busy now, sensors and scanners working at full power to understand the shape and purpose of this mysterious presence. Slowly, outlines began to form on their screens, sharp, sleek, and unlike any ship the alien crew had ever encountered. As the distance closed, the true size of the warship became clear. It was enormous, far larger than anything the aliens had faced before. Its hull gleamed under distant starlight, smooth yet armored, with designs that spoke of both beauty and deadly efficiency. The ship was bristling with countless technological details, antennas, weapons, and strange energy fields, each hinting at advanced systems built for war and survival. The aliens stared in a mix of awe and unease, realizing that this was no ordinary vessel but a masterpiece of human engineering and strategy. It was not just the size that impressed them. It was the way the ship seemed designed to adapt and endure, a floating fortress ready to respond to any threat. The human warship carried the weight of a civilization that had faced endless challenges and grown stronger because of them. It was a symbol of resilience and tactical genius, a silent message that humanity was not to be underestimated. The alien crew exchanged glances. The captain's face set in a thoughtful expression as old assumptions about this corner of the galaxy began to shift. Until now, humanity had been a distant, somewhat mysterious part of the cosmic map, rarely encountered, and little understood. But this warship changed everything. It revealed a power and determination that caught the aliens off guard. They felt a mixture of respect and a quiet fear, knowing they were witnessing a force that had earned its place through countless struggles and victories. Despite the tension, curiosity burned bright. What stories lay behind this vessel? What battles had it seen? The alien crew's minds raced to imagine the humans behind the controls, a species with a history of hardship and triumph, united by a fierce will to survive and protect their own. As the warship continued on its steady path, the aliens realized this moment was a rare chance to learn more, to understand a civilization that might become either an ally or a powerful enemy. For the first time, they saw humanity not just as a distant legend but as a living, breathing force in the galaxy's vast and dangerous landscape. The warship's presence was a clear signal. This was a species shaped by conflict but guided by strategy, one that valued strength but was also capable of great intelligence and innovation. As the alien ship closed the gap, scanning every detail, the weight of history and possibility pressed down on the crew. This was no longer a simple exploration mission. It was the beginning of a new chapter, one that held uncertainty, challenge, and maybe even hope. The vast, silent space between the two vessels seemed charged with potential, and the aliens prepared for whatever the next moment might bring, knowing that this encounter would change their understanding of the galaxy forever. The alien ship, which had been cautiously closing the distance toward the massive human warship, suddenly came to a complete stop. The engines that had been humming softly now emitted only a low, steady vibration, as if the entire vessel held its breath. Silence filled the bridge, thick and heavy with uncertainty. The crew exchanged nervous glances, unsure whether this pause was a sign of weakness, respect, or something far more complex. They had trained for moments like this, but nothing could truly prepare them for the unexpected. Then, without any prior warning, a clear and calm message echoed through their communication systems, an unmistakable signal from the human warship. The tone was firm yet peaceful, carrying a warning beneath the surface, but also an invitation to talk. This was not the blast of weapons or a show of overwhelming force they had feared. Instead, it was a carefully measured step toward understanding, a message that said, "We see you, we respect you, but we are ready." The alien crew felt a sudden rush of mixed emotions. Power radiated from the human ship in waves, strong and undeniable, but alongside it came a diplomacy that surprised them deeply. This was a species that could hold the line with unyielding defense, and at the same time offer words of peace. The realization was humbling. For all their own technological achievements and history, the aliens had never before encountered a species so balanced, capable of defending themselves fiercely, yet willing to reach out with reason. The captain's fingers hovered over the controls, the weight of the moment settling on every member of the crew. They were no longer facing an unknown enemy but a potential partner, someone whose strength demanded respect and whose calm invited trust. As the human message continued unfolding in layers of meaning and clarity, the alien crew's entire view of humanity shifted. The stories they had heard, the myths and warnings whispered in their own world, began to fall away, replaced by a new understanding. This was a civilization forged in fire, yes, but also guided by intelligence and a hope for something greater. The pause in movement, the silent engines, the calm voice through the speakers, all combined into a moment of frozen time where everything seemed possible. The alien crew realized that this encounter was not just a chance meeting in the void of space, but the start of a story that could change the future of both their peoples. The vastness of the galaxy suddenly felt smaller, and the path ahead, while still uncertain, was now filled with the possibility of connection, respect, and maybe even friendship. They held their breath, waiting for the next words, the next move, knowing that the fragile balance between fear and hope had been tipped by the quiet strength of humanity's first clear message. The vast command bridge of the human warship hummed, with quiet energy, a hive of focused activity where every crew member played a vital role in the delicate dance of diplomacy and defense. The captain, a calm figure surrounded by screens glowing softly in the dim light, observed the slowly unfolding situation with steady eyes. Around him, officers checked readings, adjusted tactical displays, and communicated with various ship departments, each movement precise and purposeful. This was not just a ship, it was a symbol of humanity's enduring spirit, built on centuries of relentless struggle, adaptation, and unity. As the alien vessel remained frozen in space, the humans prepared for what might come next, their minds sharpened by countless lessons learned in harsh realities back home. The captain's thoughts drifted momentarily to the history that had shaped their species, the wars fought on Earth, the natural disasters overcome, the social and political conflicts that had tested their limits but never broken their will. Humanity had survived not by chance, but by learning from every challenge, forging strength out of diversity and building bonds where others might have seen only division. These memories echoed like a quiet anthem through the minds of the crew, reminding them that strength was not just measured in weapons or ships, but in resilience, wisdom, and the ability to choose peace even when ready for war. The ship's advanced technology was a testament to this philosophy. Each system was designed for flexibility. Powerful defenses stood ready but could be lowered at a moment's notice in favor of communication and understanding. The engines could launch them into battle, but also bring them swiftly to diplomatic meetings in far-off star systems. The humans on board knew that true power was the balance between force and restraint, the courage to stand firm without needless aggression. As the captain issued calm orders, a brief exchange of dialogue among the crew revealed their shared determination to represent humanity's best qualities. They spoke of hopes to avoid conflict, yet their hands never left the controls that could protect them. This paradox was at the heart of their mission, to be ready for war, but committed to peace. The crew scanned the alien ship again and again, looking for signs of intention, searching for the humanity in these strangers across the void. Their readiness was silent but absolute, a shield forged from a history of survival and growth. It was this unseen strength, the steady heartbeat of a civilization that refused to give in to fear or hatred, that now faced the unknown with clear eyes and steady hands. In the quiet tension of the command bridge beneath the glowing consoles and blinking lights, the human warship waited, not as a weapon of destruction, but as a beacon of hope, resilience, and reason, ready to meet whatever the vast darkness might bring. The alien ship's bridge was filled with a quiet energy, a feeling unlike any the crew had experienced before. After the long silence, the tense moments frozen in space, the decision had been made. Inspired by the calm power and clear message of the human warship, the alien captain had ordered the opening of communication channels. It was a step forward, a gesture of trust and curiosity that spoke volumes about the crew's willingness to move beyond fear. Slowly, carefully, the first words passed between the two ships. Simple greetings, cautious questions, and responses filled with a surprising warmth. The technology of both civilizations worked together in this delicate dance of understanding, translating ideas and hopes across vast distances and differences. The alien crew found themselves humbled by the realization that humanity was more than just a strong and resilient species. They were capable of reaching out with respect and reason, even in the shadow of great power. This moment became the foundation for something new, something fragile but full of promise. A tentative alliance between two civilizations that had once seemed worlds apart. As the human warship adjusted its course to match the alien vessels, a sense of partnership grew, steady and unspoken. Together they moved forward into the unexplored depths of space, side by side for the first time. The stars around them shone like distant witnesses to this new beginning, the galaxy suddenly feeling less vast and lonely. Both crews looked forward with hope and cautious optimism, knowing that many challenges still lay ahead. But in that instant, the future was shaped by a shared respect, a mutual strength, and a willingness to understand rather than fear. The encounter that began as a moment of tension and uncertainty transformed into a story of connection and possibility. The aliens and humans, once strangers and potential threats to one another, now faced the cosmos together, ready to explore, learn, and protect what they both valued. The story closed on this note of hope, the promise that even in the darkest reaches of space, cooperation and friendship could light the way toward new horizons.